Today, we're going to be learning about William Winneshiek, a successful World War II bomber pilot and one of the highest-ranking tribe members in Ho-Chunk history. Winneshiek was born in 1919, the son of William Phineas Winneshiek and Marie Marguerite Zerbe. As a young man, he attended public school in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, going on to study mechanical engineering at the University of Cincinnati, later transferring to a polytechnic institute in Reading, Pennsylvania. After the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and the U.S.'s entry into World War II in 1941, he enlisted as an aviation cadet and began his training. At that time in history, military aviation was still an incredibly new and dangerous field. Less than 30 years had passed since the first bomb had been dropped from an airplane. Winneshiek would be trained to fly the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The B-17 was a modern and formidable bomber with a 10-man crew, radio, and turrets to protect it from enemy fighters while in the air. By the time Winneshiek graduated, Nazi Germany had invaded much of Europe, holding millions in its iron grasp and exterminating those it deemed as subhuman.
To enforce their rule upon their neighbors. This passion for conquest reached its hysterical climax when Adolf Hitler enthroned himself as God and the German Führer.
Winneshiek would go on to serve with the 333rd Bomb Squadron as part of the 94th Bomb Group. Across occupied Europe, he would fly missions bombing factories, critical infrastructure, and attacking German submarine pens on the Atlantic coast, which housed the feared German U-boats. Throughout the war, Germany utilized U-boats to attack and sink Allied shipping convoys carrying troops and vital supplies crucial to the Allied war effort. Bomber crews and pilots like Winneshiek faced many dangers on their missions. Besides the risk of being ambushed by enemy Luftwaffe pilots, Allied aviators faced dangerous ground fire known as flak.
The heavy gun destroys aircraft by using a time-fused shell to put a large explosive burst in the near vicinity of the target.
If a bomber crew was unlucky enough to be shot down over enemy territory, pilots and crew faced the risk of summary execution by angry German troops or civilians, or the prospect of being interned for years in a German prisoner of war camp. While flying missions, Winneshiek was shot up a number of times, but he and his crew were able to fly their crippled plane back to England and crash land over friendly territory. By October 18, 1943, Winneshiek had joined the Lucky Bastard Club, a small group of men who had flown 25 or more missions from England to Germany. From August to September 1945, Winneshiek served as commander of the 410th Squadron. By the end of the war, he had completed 42 missions from England to Germany, including the infamous Black Thursday raid, which resulted in 77 B-17s being destroyed and the deaths of around 590 pilots and crew at the hands of enemy fighters and flak. Winneshiek would survive the war, having a long and successful career ending with him retiring in 1971 as a full colonel making him the highest-ranking person of Ho-Chunk descent in the U.S. military.